Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks taking on Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals.
It is loud and it is wet as we welcome you inside Lumen Field on your standard rain-filled afternoon in Seattle, Washington. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Arizona Cardinals and the Seattle Seahawks. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
Seattle's first go on offense forthcoming and under center. Wilson.
You know what I did in pregame? I made sure I touched him as he went by. I want a little bit of what he's got.
The golden arm from last week.
Oh, how much fun was that to watch that game tape, all right? The number of touchdowns, what was that, 5 last week?
Yeah.
But 0 interceptions. So you think he's due to throw a pick, but I'm betting that he continues the streak in this game.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's second down. Wilson, after the play fake to Carson, flushed out right. Now he's going to throw. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Only took them 3 plays, and they're already in the red zone, just like that. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And this is caught at the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 3.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Steps away to it, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Cardinals making their way out, and it's the #1 overall pick in 2019, Kyler Murray at the helm.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering
I was
snacks.
just going to say.
That's where I go.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. And from the gun, Murray. He'll buy some time right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. 4th down.
That was a good effort there trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might lob it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Out comes Chris Carson in the Seattle offense. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
When we were watching tape to prepare for this game, one thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, 77 yards. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8-ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25 yards.
So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
At the 33-yard line.
To throw is Murray. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
It's 3rd down. And
Murray again, this is Drake. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Running, it's Drake. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
He's brought down at the 30.
A check on the numbers for Kenyon Drake last week. 23 carries, 104 yards.
Are we playing old school football now? We've got the top 10 rusher in the league. He's sitting at number 10, but he has a chance to move up with a big-time game. So expect that offensive line every time they go to the bench to tell the offensive coordinator, let's run the football.
12 yards there and a 1st down. Shotgun now from Murray. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Andre Diggs. Here we go. Kyler Murray sacked. A loss of 5 yards.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Into the 1st quarter with the score Seahawks 14, Cardinals nothing.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Chris Carson trotting back out there. He's in his own second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
3 yards to go on second down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set. Buying time to his left. Going for Met, and that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the shotgun, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They go play action now. Wilson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Tack McKinley. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. They'll roll him out right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And he will bring this all the way up to the 30-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Murray now to throw. And this one caught by Max Williams. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll try the jet sweep with Kirk. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
1st down.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
15 yards that time, and the Cardinals move the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Not much there, only a yard. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 on the Seahawks 30-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Murray caught left side, Hopkins. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 20-yard line. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. 1st and 10 right at the 20. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again. Murray. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Hopkins. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Throwing again, Murray. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Well, that was point-counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on first and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
That's complete, right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? Dancing to his, and he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Kyler Murray in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cardinals draw a bit closer.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that'll make our score 14-7. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando, standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports halftime report. Time for a look around the NFL here in week 3 of the new year. We'll start our tour out in the city of Angels, Los Angeles. And in the late stages of the first half, it's the Lions who are out in front. The Lions looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. 21-11, the rare final score. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And you can see they trail the visiting Buffalo Bills in that ball game. Josh Allen has a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points,
it's a foot race. The 30, 10, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
And in this rain, they were nice and cautious there on the extra point try, and that caution was well warranted as this game is tied. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Play action. Now Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 20.
The football going back over to Arizona now. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
A loss of 3.
That play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. He'll set up the screen to Drake. A 1st down and more for Drake. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be an Arizona 1st down on a gain of 17.
And a Cardinal 1st down.
And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. From just shy of midfield, Murray, pass incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Murray to air it out again, rolling to his right. He may try and run for this. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
On 3rd down, the defense decided to blitz. A very good job of recognizing it, stepping away from the pressure, and finding open space to scramble and pick up a 1st down.
And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Shaquille Griffin there defensively.
Throwing again. Murray. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
A loss of 4 yards.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
A 47-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that cuts the lead down to just 3, 20-17. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
25-yard line.
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets...
He's got a man, complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one goes for 30 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And on this challenge, the refs have to take a peek and see whether or not the receiver was able to dot the I with both feet.
While making sure that he possesses the football all the way through the catch.
And the challenge pays dividends. The ref overturns the play.
Everyone gets a bonus on this one, Brandon. The coach upstairs who signaled down and said challenge it, and the head coach.
That's caught inside the 20. And he makes it all the way down to the 19.
That's good.
A big play that time for the Seahawks. 56 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now he's got it, and he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions, and the blink of an eye, they've got a first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly, and now first and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. To throw again is Wilson. Out to his left. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. From the gun, Murray. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
First down, Cardinals.
Murray going to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Murray. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Now it's Lockett. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. It's 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Play action. It's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They go play action with Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but... And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain it.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
The intended receiver there, Kenyon Drake, and it's 3rd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Throw left side complete. It's Drake. And he is going to have a Cardinals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Darrell Taylor in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Flush to his right. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now Murray. And he'll go underneath here to Drake. It's a gain of 7, and it's a second down. Murray to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down.
First down.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Murray's pass.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Throwing again on second down. Murray, that's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. And it's caught. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Here's Wilson. That's into the hands of Parkinson, the tight end. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 16 yards on the play. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
Today's final score.
So the victory here for Seattle, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Seahawks, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Arizona, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.